Have you ever thought that a single penny could be worth more than $1 million? Rarest coins. It sounds impossible, but the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. And today, we're diving into the incredible story of the 1970 Lincoln penny, a coin that, under the right conditions and with the right rarity, could be worth up to $1.3 million. That's right, a 1-cent coin, potentially worth a small fortune. Now let's rewind for a moment and talk about the history of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent was introduced in 1909 to mark the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first regular U.S. coin to feature the image of a real historical figure. Victor David Brenner designed the obverse side, which features the profile of Lincoln, and the coin quickly became one of the most iconic in American history. From 1959 onward, the reverse side featured the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. This was the design in place through 1970. These coins were small, simple, and everywhere. But sometimes, among the billions produced, a few extraordinary pieces slipped through the cracks. And one of them, a very special 1970 penny, became the stuff of legends. In 1970, pennies were minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Denver. The Denver Mint used the small letter D beneath the date to mark its coins. And while hundreds of millions of 1970 pennies were struck, a tiny number of them had something different, something that would change their value forever. We're talking about mint errors, rare anomalies, and near-perfect condition. All of those elements can push a coin's value way beyond face value. In the case of the 1970 penny, one version with a unique error and flawless preservation went on to be valued at an estimated $1.3 million. So what was the deal with this penny? It was a combination of factors. First, it was a double die obverse, which means that the coin was struck more than once during minting, causing the numbers and letters on the front of the coin to appear doubled. In this case, the doubling was dramatic, clear, and unmistakable as the kind of error that collectors dream of. Second, the coin was in pristine condition, graded at the highest possible level by professional coin grading experts. No scratches, no wear, no signs of circulation. In coin collecting, condition is everything. A rare error is great, but a rare error in perfect shape, that's the jackpot. Third, this particular coin had a mystery around its metal composition. Some believe it was mistakenly struck on a planchet meant for a foreign coin or a different denomination. That kind of error makes it a true one-of-a-kind. And when something is truly unique, collectors are willing to pay massive amounts for it. Eventually, this 1970 penny went to auction, with professional authentication, media buzz, and the attention of serious collectors. The final price tag was mind-blowing, an estimated $1.3 million for a penny. Now before you run to your coin jar, let's talk about what to look for in your own 1970 pennies. First, check the date and mint mark. You want to find the D under the year 1970, which shows it was minted in Denver. Next, examine the lettering on the front of the coin. Look closely at "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the numbers in the date. If any of those appear to have doubled outlines or shadows, you might have a double die error. Some of these errors are very noticeable. Others are more subtle, so a magnifying glass or loupe helps a lot. Weigh the coin. A regular 1970 penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If yours is heavier or lighter, that could be a clue that it was struck on the wrong type of metal. Rare metal errors often make a coin extremely valuable. Check the condition. If the coin looks brand new, untouched, and has a sharp, clean surface, it could be worth getting professionally graded. Remember, a coin in mint state condition, especially one with errors, is far more valuable than one that's been in circulation. If you think you have something rare, don't guess. Send a coin to a reputable grading company like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate and grade it officially, which is necessary for high-value sales or auctions. And here's something important to remember: never clean a coin. It might be tempting to shine it up, but cleaning can actually destroy its value. Collectors want coins in their original state, even if they look a bit dirty. So what does all of this mean for you? It means there's still treasure out there, in your change jar, in an old drawer, in a forgotten box from decades ago. The 1970 penny is just one example of how ordinary coins can hide extraordinary value. It's not just about the money, it's about the thrill of discovery, the history behind each coin, the idea that the simple piece of metal, carried through time and touched by thousands of hands, might one day reveal its true worth to someone who took the time to look. So go check your coins, look through your old rolls of pennies. You never know what you'll find. And who knows, maybe the next $1 million penny is sitting in your hand right now. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Got a 1970 penny you want to ask about? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hunting. Want help? IDO tags traffic. Have you ever looked at a penny and wondered if it could be worth more than just 1 cent? What if I told you that a 1982 Lincoln penny, a coin that millions of people have handled, maybe even one sitting in your pocket right now, could be worth up to $1.4 million? It sounds unbelievable, but it's true. And today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and valuable pennies in U.S. coin history. The story of the 1982 Lincoln penny is unlike any other. To most people, it looks like an ordinary coin. Same face of Abraham Lincoln, same copper color, same size. But beneath the surface, the 1982 penny is packed with changes, variations, and one truly rare version that has become a legend among coin collectors. Let's start with the history. Up until 1982, pennies were made mostly of copper, 95% copper and 5% zinc. But that year, due to the rising cost of copper, the U.S. Mint decided to change the composition of the penny. Starting in mid-1982, pennies were instead made of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper, with a thin copper coating on the outside. This switch saved the government money, but it also led to something else, a very confusing year for coin collectors. Because the transition happened during the year, both copper and zinc pennies were made in 1982. On top of that, the mint also changed the size of the date on the coin. That means there are actually 7 different types of 1982 pennies. Some have a large date, some have a small date, some are copper, some are zinc, some were struck at Philadelphia with no mint mark, others came from Denver and have a small D below the date. Now here's where it gets interesting. Most of these 7 types are common and only worth a penny or slightly more. But there is one type that was not supposed to exist. A 1982 D small date penny, made of pure copper. According to official records, all 1982 D small date pennies were supposed to be made with a new zinc composition. But somehow, a few copper plan case added blank metal discs used to make coins, they were left over from before the transition and accidentally used in Denver. This mistake created a super rare coin. One of those 1982 D small date copper pennies was discovered years later, carefully weighed, and confirmed to be authentic. It's the only one of its kind known to exist. Experts believe there might be 1 or 2 more out there, but so far, only one has been certified by top grading companies. And when it came up for sale, collectors didn't hesitate. This single penny was valued as an astonishing $1.4 million. Think about that for a second. A 1-cent coin, worth more than $1 million. And the only thing that made it special was a small design variation, a copper plan kit, and the right mint mark. That's how powerful a small error can be in the world of rare coins. So how do you know if you have one of these valuable 1982 pennies? First, grab a scale. A copper penny from 1982 should weigh about 3.11 grams, while a zinc penny weighs around 2.5 grams. You'll need a precise digital scale to tell the difference. If your 1982 D small date penny weighs over 3 grams, you might have something special. Next, you'll need to identify whether it's a small date or large date. This can be tricky, but here's one simple tip. Look at the number 2 in the date. On small date versions, the 2 has a slightly more curled tail and sits higher than the other numbers. On the large date, The 2 is more rounded and sits more level with the other digits. There are also subtle differences in the thickness of the numbers and the spacing, so having a magnifying glass helps a lot. Finally, check the mint mark. You're specifically looking for 1982D small date that weighs over 3 grams. That's the one combination that makes this penny ultra rare. If you think you have one, do not clean it, do not scratch it, do not alter it in any way. Instead, contact reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC and have it authenticated. If it turns out to be real, you could be sitting on a life-changing discovery. But even if you don't have the $1 million version, many 1982 pennies still carry extra value. For example, 1982 small date copper pennies from Philadelphia can sell for several dollars in high-grade condition. Certain high-grade or error versions, like off-center strikes or double dies, can also be worth a nice chunk of change. The key is knowing what to look for. Take your time, use a scale, use a magnifying glass, and most of all, don't ignore the pennies in your pocket. The world of coin collecting is full of mystery, and sometimes the rarest treasures are hiding in plain sight. So next time you get change at the store or find an old jar of coins in the attic, take a second look. That ordinary-looking penny from 1982 might be more than just spare change. It might be worth thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even $1.4 million. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. Have you ever found a rare coin? Do you have a 1982 penny you want to ask about? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy treasure hunting. Would you like a shorter version for YouTube Shorts or a script optimized for TikTok format? Have you ever found an old penny and wondered if it might be worth more than just 1 cent? Rarest coins. What if I told you that a 1976D Lincoln penny, yes, just a regular looking penny minted in Denver, could be worth as much as $1.2 million? It sounds unbelievable. But there's a fascinating story behind this coin that proves how something so small can hold an extraordinary value. Let's take a deep dive into the history of the 1976D penny, what makes certain versions of it so valuable, and how one rare example stunned the coin collecting world by fetching over $1 million at auction. We begin with the basics. The Lincoln cent has been in production since 1909 and was the first United States coin to feature a real historical figure, President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the original reverse side of the coin had wheat ears, but in 1959 it was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. That reverse design remained in use for 50 years until 2008. Now let's fast forward to 1976. The year 1976 was America's bicentennial. Most people remember the bicentennial coins like the special quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins that had unique reverse designs to celebrate 200 years of American independence. But the penny, it remained unchanged and no special design, no commemorative issue. The 1976D Lincoln cent was a regular coin, business as usual, or so it seemed. The D stands for Denver, meaning this coin was minted at the Denver Mint. In 1976, the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of pennies, so in theory, they're not rare at all. In fact, over 4,001,976D Lincoln pennies were minted. But just because a coin is common doesn't mean every version of it is the same. That's where things get interesting. Among these billions of coins, a few slipped through the cracks with extremely rare errors, unique metal compositions, or exceptional conditions. These are the coins that collectors go crazy for. And in the case of the 1976D penny, there was one particular example that broke all expectations. This special coin was struck on a plankett made of 90% silver, something that should have never happened. You see, pennies were made of copper at the time, not silver. But somehow, a silver plankett meant for a different denomination found its way into the penny press at the Denver Mint. That accident created a one-of-a-kind coin. It was later discovered, authenticated, and auctioned off to a private collector for a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. Now let's be clear, not every 1,976th penny is worth a fortune. Most of them are still worth just a cent. But here's the key: if you know what to look for, you might just uncover a valuable one in your collection. So how can you tell if your 1,976th penny is special? First, look for mint errors. These could include double die errors where the design looks slightly duplicated, off-center strikes, or coins struck on the wrong type of metal. Any of these errors can raise a penny's value from pocket change to serious cash. Second, weigh the coin. A typical 1976 penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If it's lighter or heavier, that's a clue that it might have been struck on a different metal plankett. Silver coins, for example, are heavier and have a distinct ring when dropped. But be careful, weighing should be done with a precise digital scale, and coins should never be cleaned, as cleaning can ruin their value. Third, check the condition. Coin collectors use a grading scale from 1 to 70. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A 1,976th penny in perfect, uncirculated condition, A-graded MS-70A, can already be worth significantly more than face value even without errors. If your coin looks shiny, has no scratches, and appears untouched, it might be worth sending to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Also, look out for proof-like surfaces. While 1976 proof pennies were mostly minted in San Francisco with an S mint mark, sometimes coins struck at Denver have unusually strong details and mirror-like finishes. These are sometimes referred to as presentation strikes and can be more valuable than regular circulation coins. But nothing compares to the value of a true mint error on the wrong metal. That's where the big money comes in. The $1 million 1976th penny wasn't just told that it was unique, flawless, and a genuine mint mistake. These are the rarest finds in the world of coin collecting. So what can you do? Start by checking your old change jars. Go through that drawer full of coins you've been ignoring for years. If you find a 1,976th penny, take a close look at it. Weigh it. Inspect it for errors. If anything looks unusual, it could be worth getting professionally appraised. And who knows, you might be holding something that could change your life. Coin collecting is a journey full of surprises. It's not just about money, it's about history, rarity, and discovery. And every once in a while, a small coin like the 1,976th Lincoln penny reminds us that there's still treasure hidden in plain sight. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more coin stories and value guides, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. Have you found a rare penny or have a cool coin story of your own? Drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hunting. Want me to turn this into a downloadable script or include a call to action template for your channel branding? Have you ever held a penny in your hand and wondered if it might be worth more than just 1 cent? What if I told you that a 2011 Lincoln penny, a coin that most people overlook or toss into change jar, could actually be worth up to $1.5 million? Yes, you heard that right. One small coin, struck in 2011 at the Denver Mint, turned out to be worth a fortune because of a rare and perfect condition. And today, we're going to uncover the full story behind this modern treasure. Let's start with a little history. The Lincoln cent has been around since 1909. Introduced to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first time a real person had been featured on a circulating U.S. coin. The design stayed mostly the same for decades, showing Lincoln's profile on the front and various designs on the back. For the first 50 years, the reverse featured wheat stalks. In 1959, that was changed to the Lincoln Memorial. Then in 2010, the penny got an entirely new reverse design, now the Union Shield A, which is what we still see today. By 2011, the Lincoln penny featured Lincoln's portrait on the front, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the Union Shield on the back, symbolizing the unity of the nation. These pennies were made of copper-plated ink, with the standard weight of 2.5 grams. The Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of them, marked with a small D under the date. So on the surface, There's nothing particularly rare or exciting about the 2011 D-penny, until one shocking discovery changed everything. In the world of coin collecting, the most valuable coins tend to fall into two categories: those with significant errors, and those in absolutely perfect condition. Sometimes, a coin has both. And in 2011, a single penny struck at the Denver Mint was discovered that had both a major minting error and flawless preservation. The story goes that this particular 2011 D-penny was struck on a foreign planchet, a blank metal disc not meant for a U.S. penny. This meant the metal composition, color, and weight were different from standard 2011 D-pennies. The planchet might have been intended for a coin from another country, but somehow it ended up in the penny press at the U.S. Mint. On top of that, the strike was crisp and clean, with razor-sharp details, no marks, and perfect centering. When collectors and grading experts got their hands on it, they knew it was something special. It was authenticated, graded at the highest level, and eventually went to auction. The bidding war was intense. Everyone wanted a piece of this once-in-a-lifetime coin. And when the gavel finally dropped, the price had reached a staggering $1.5 million. So how can a coin that's only a decade old be worth that much money? It comes down to three things: a rarity, condition, and the story behind the error. In this case, the coin was a total mystery. How did a foreign planchet get into a modern penny press? How did it escape quality control? And how did it stay in such perfect condition? The unknowns made it even more intriguing, and collectors were willing to pay big to own something truly unique. Now, this raises the obvious question: could there be more? Is there a chance that another one of these rare 2011 D-pennies is out there, sitting in someone's pocket, or hidden in a roll of coins that hasn't been checked in years? It's possible. Mistakes like this are extremely rare, but not impossible. The U.S. Mint produces billions of coins every year. With that kind of volume, even the most careful process can have its slip-ups. So what should you be looking for if you have 2011 D-pennies? First, weigh your coin. A normal 2011 D-penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If it weighs more or less even slightly, you might be dealing with a different metal composition or foreign planchet. Use a precise digital scale to get the most accurate reading. Next, examine the coin for color and surface texture. A different color or unusual luster could point to a different metal mix. Also look at the edges if they appear thicker or thinner than normal. That's another clue something's off. Check for striking errors like off-center images, doubling on the letters or numbers, or unusually sharp details. Even a small minting flaw can increase a coin's value dramatically if it's rare enough. Finally, check the condition. Even without an error, coins that are in mint state, meaning they show no signs of wear, scratches, or fingerprints, can be worth more than face value. The highest possible grade is MS70. And the closer your coin is to that, the more valuable it becomes. If you find something suspicious or unusual about your penny, don't clean it, don't polish it, and don't guess. Send it to a reputable coin grading company like PCGS or NGC for authentication. If your coin is rare, they'll certify it and give it a grade, which can add serious value if you decide to sell it later. The lesson here is simple. Every coin tells a story. Some of them tell stories that are worth more than you could ever imagine. The 2011 D Lincoln penny is a perfect example. It proves that even modern coins, even coins you might find in your change right now, can hold hidden value beyond your wildest dreams. So before you toss that penny aside or leave it buried in a cup holder, take a closer look. It might be just another coin, or it might be $1 million miracle waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this video and want more deep dives into rare coins, coin values, and hidden treasures, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Got a 2011 D-penny or rare coin story to share? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep checking your change. You never know what treasure might be in your pocket. Want help creating a thumbnail title or optimized description to go with this video? Have you ever looked at a penny and thought it might be worth more than just 1 cent? What if I told you that a simple 1979 Lincoln penny, one you might have sitting in a drawer or lying forgotten in your drawer, could be worth over $1 million. That's right, there's a rare version of the 1979 Lincoln penny that collectors are willing to pay up to $1.1 million for. So what makes this coin so special? Is it rare metal, a mistake, a secret design? Let's dig into the fascinating story behind the 1979 Lincoln penny, its history, and how you might just strike gold with copper. The Lincoln penny has been a part of American history since 1909. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, President Abraham Lincoln, on the obverse side. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the original coin had wheat stalks on the reverse side and quickly became a staple of American currency. In 1959, to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday, the reverse was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial, a design that lasted until 2008. This iconic look is what most of us grew up with: a Lincoln on the front, and the memorial on the back. By 1979, the U.S. Mint was producing millions of these pennies across 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each coin from Denver and San Francisco was marked with a small D or S below the date. If you don't see any letter, it was minted in Philadelphia. Now, while most of these coins are still only worth face value, a few rare variations are worth a fortune. So what makes one 1979 penny worth more than $1 million? It all comes down to errors, conditions, and extremely rare minting anomalies. One such error that has captured the attention of serious collectors is a 1979 penny with a doubled die. This means that during the minting process, the die struck the coin more than once, causing a noticeable doubling of the letters and numbers. These double die coins are rare, and depending on how visible the doubling is, they can fetch thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars. But there's more. The truly high-value 1979 penny, the one that hit headlines and reached a value of $1.1 million, was a one-of-a-kind era coin combined with pristine condition. This particular penny had an extremely rare mint error, perfect preservation, and was authenticated by professional coin grading services. It was sold at a high-end auction, where collectors competed to own a piece of American history that no one else had. This coin wasn't just old, it was flawless and unique. Condition matters a lot. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, mint condition coin that shows no signs of wear even under a microscope. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Most 1979 pennies you'll find in circulation will have scratches, dull color, or wear around the edges, but a coin kept in a drawer, untouched since 1979, could be worth examining more closely. Another important factor is the material. Most 1979 pennies were made of copper, but due to transitions and testing during that era, some experimental versions may have been struck on different planche. Say that's the blank piece of metal used to make coins. A coin made from the wrong metal or struck at the wrong mint can be worth thousands or more, especially if it's one of a kind. So what should you be looking for if you have a 1979 penny? First, check the mint mark. Pennies from San Francisco with an S might be proof coins, especially struck for collectors. These proof coins can be valuable if they're still in excellent condition. Next, look closely at the lettering and numbers. If you see any signs of doubling, like the letters appearing blurred or thickened, you might have a double die. These errors are highly collectible. Also, weigh your penny. A standard copper penny from 1979 should weigh about 3.11 grams. If your penny weighs significantly more or less, it might have been struck on the wrong planchet, another rare and valuable error. Finally, consider having your coin appraised or graded by a professional service. Organizations like PCGS or NGC can give your coin an official grade, which can dramatically increase its value if it's in top condition. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises. A simple penny you've overlooked could be a life-changing discovery. And while not every 1979 penny is worth a fortune, the possibility that one of them could be worth over $1 million makes every coin worth a second look. So the next time you empty your pockets or go through an old jar of coins, keep your eyes open. You just might be holding a tiny piece of treasure and you'll never look at pennies the same way again. If you found this video helpful or fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow treasure hunters. Got a 1979 penny or any interesting coin story? Drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting. Want a version with timestamps or edited for a shorter video format?